Hopefully by now you have discovered the merits and the exciting things that Brisk can do. That tiny little extension that sits next to your Google Docs or your web pages or your YouTube videos that can level text, that can give feedback to your students. Now they have their own website. It's called Brisk Next, and it is a great way to save you time, to make engaging activities for your students, and to make that content accessible to them. And it's fun and it's easy. You got to trust me on this one. Let's go take a look at Brisk Next. So if you go to briskteaching.com, you will have access to Brisk Next. You will click on the login button if you've never logged in before, and you'll have the opportunity to log in as a teacher. Students can now log in, and they can just copy the code directly onto their Brisk interface. And what that allows you to do is to have a dashboard of how they're doing with whatever activity that you have set up for them. Today, we're going to focus just on the teacher part. So I'm going to click Get Started. And the first time you'll sign in with your .org account. I think you could also use it in your .us if that's where you prefer to do content creation. And now you're ready to go. You have a very simple user interface. I'm going to point out a little bonus content here. Over on the right, it says Go to Brisk Extension Tools. So we have all of these tools that are built into the Brisk interface. These are, you can consider them like shortcuts. So it will get you to the content that you want to create. I'm not sure why it's not loading. There we go. So your feedback generator, your presentation maker, quiz maker, instructional materials, all those things that you need to create as an educator are right here for you. As we continue to scroll down, you have intervention buttons, administrative buttons, feedback tools, inspect writing tool, change reading level tool that I spoke about earlier. All of those things are now embedded in their website. But let's go back to the reason why we came, and that was here, Brisk Next. So you can see at the top here, this is where you're going to put your ideas. What kind of content do you want to create? You can change the language, the grade level, and we want it to be in the Google environment, unless you're using Microsoft. I think we're all using Google, so we just keep it there by default. There's a standards button, so you can align it to California content standards. And let me show you how easy it is to do. So I just took a 7th grade content standard. It has to do with medieval Japan and the role of the samurai. So all I've done is taken that little standard. It could be less than that. I could have just put samurais in Japan and it would generate content. But I'm going to be more specific and align it to a standard. And then I click the black button. And what it's doing now is it's giving me a lot of different activities to choose from. These are the foundational materials here. So when we want to know about the military society or the role of the samurai or the reason why we needed samurais, these are Google Doc activities for students. We have engagement activities. There's a debate. There's a chat with Minamoto Yoritomo. You got a military society hook. These are great little starters or engagement activities for our kids. And then we have assessment. There's the quizzes, exit questions. And then over on the right, you're also working with a chatbot that's helping you revise this content that has been provided, augmenting it, modifying it to fit the needs of your students. Now, this is something new, and it's a little bit hidden, so make sure you're listening. There's something now called Brisk Bundle. So let's say as I preview these activities, I see 2 or 3 of them that I want to include in my class instruction. So I want to start with a foundation. I want students to know about the role of the samurai. I'm going to click this plus button, and you see when I scroll over it, it says Add to Bundle. So now I'm going to bundle up resources so I can project that or share that with my students. So as they finish this activity, they can move to the next. As you look over on the top, it says your bundle. It says Samurai Roll Breakdown. So I've started to assemble a bundle. Now I really like this debate. So I'm going to include that activity as well. I'm going to add that to the bundle. So you can see up at the top, my bundle is starting to build. And then I want to have some assessment. So I'm going to click the quiz here, and that'll be the third part of my bundle. So now I really have a nice little piece of a lesson plan. And again, over on the right, I can continue to modify it and change it because I have the chatbot. Once I have the bundle set up and ready, I just click create. And as you can see, it is creating my bundle. And now I have a bundle of activities. You might want to change the title of it. You can preview the activities. We always want you to do that before you share anything with your students. And when you're ready, you click the black button that says share. It says share activity with students, or you can share these templates that you've created with your colleagues. Or you can simply just copy the activity link, which you will also have access to in just a minute. So I'm going to click the second one, share activity with students. And there we go. So if students had logged in to the Brisk teaching website, they're just going to plug in the code number here. But if you want to share it with Google Classroom, you'll copy the link. So what's next for you? I'd love to hear how you're using Brisk with your students so that we can share those ideas, those inspirations, and those successes with the rest of our district. Let me know.